Back to the Belleville East Baseball Club social media accounts, episode 20, Lance Conversation. You're joined by Belleville East Baseball assistant coach, Coach Mark Brackman. Appreciate you taking time to join me here.
Thank you very much for having me.
You want to go and take a second to introduce yourself before we start?
So I'm Mark Brackman, and I'm the assistant baseball coach here at Belleville East. I've been in that position since Coach Wiggs was the head coach, which has been now for 8 seasons.
2012, you end up coaching. You didn't come to East till a few years after, but so what did you do for the next few years before you came to East?
So I was actually in the same role, assistant baseball coach at Althoff from 2013 to 2015. And when Coach Isaacs retired, who's actually a teacher here at East, when he retired from that position, this job opened up at East. I was getting into teaching at that point, and it just kind of fell into place, and it's worked out.
You chose Belleville, Illinois, Althoff, and East. What kind of swayed you to here, not anywhere else?
A girl, my wife. So when I was playing with the Grizzlies, my wife worked for the Grizzlies, and we became friends. And after I was done playing, we started dating, and here I am. I
know coaching and playing is kind of different, but do you still have fun out there on the field coaching?
Absolutely.
Playing?
Absolutely. You know, it's one of those things that you just get a kick out of just the game itself, you know, the environment, the kids, hitting fungos, throwing batting practice. It's stuff that I still love to do on a day-to-day basis.
Speaking of coaching, let's talk about a little bit of your coaching staff. You got Coach Wiggs, obviously the head coach. He's got some experience as well. He played baseball at SIUE. And then you got Coach Blomberg, who used to be the head coach here at East. How does your guys' experience help you in games?
Well, I mean, just being there and doing that before, you know, me and Coach Wiggs obviously know each other very well, much better than we did our first year or two. We know kind of how each other thinks, what we expect from each other, how to handle stuff in games. We've learned from mistakes that we made in the past, and obviously just having Coach Blomberg there as well brings another element of, you know, hey, if we see a situation that we're not sure about, we ask him, you know, has this happened to you? What do you think? And so, very good coaching staff that I'm very blessed to be a part of.
Our coach staff you're part of is the basketball coach staff. You're the freshman coach, and you get to work with two guys I know very well. I think are very interesting guys from what I've seen. Coach Pageant and Coach Creek. What's it like being down there on the bench with those two guys?
Oh, it's entertaining.
Yes,
as you can imagine. Those two guys really know how to get each other under each other's skin, and I would say that I probably add to that as well sometimes. But just, you know, fantastic. Those guys have tons of decades of basketball experience. You know, I've only done it for a few years. And so I definitely take the opportunity to learn from those guys. It's great just to be around them.
Let's talk about the baseball team now. You guys sit at 12-6 after a 15-0 win yesterday over Alton, make you guys 3-0 in a conference. We're about halfway in the season. Kind of looking at the season so far, do you guys feel like you're right where you need to be, or maybe a bit better?
Well, I would say that most people are a little bit disappointed that we haven't won more games. You know, 12-6 is not a bad record, but you know, looking back, we've lost a lot of games by one run. I think actually 5 of our 6 losses have either been losing by 1 or losing by 2, and so you know, you always look back and say, oh, we probably should have had that game. But you know, I think the experience of those close games is beneficial for us, and I think it'll be helpful for us moving forward.
Pitching staff has been excellent all season. I think it's probably really the main constant right now that's always been there. How big has it been this year? Because they've really kept you guys in some games and won you guys some games.
Oh, no doubt. You know, we talk about this every day. We have a chance to win every single game that we play, and it doesn't matter who rolls out. And that's such a big advantage, especially in high school sports, when you know that you've got a Xander Meath, a Dylan Menino, an Owen Kelly, Ian DePasquale, that can roll out there and give you a really good chance of winning every single game. Because, you know, a lot of times, honestly, in the past, you go out there and just be like, oh, I hope we don't get beat by 10 today.
Yeah.
You know, and we never say that here. We have a chance to beat any single team in the country, honestly. Because of the strength of our pitching staff.
Speaking of Xander Meath, from what have you seen? I know you're a pitcher, you got that pitching expertise. What have you seen that makes him so good?
Well, obviously he's got a lightning bolt in his right arm. That helps. But, you know, that aside, Xander is just a very mature 17-year-old. He handles his business like somebody who is much older than him. He loves the game. He loves his teammates. I can't say enough about, talent aside, just enough about Xander, the person. He's a very likable person, and he takes care of his business, and you can see the results on the field because of that.
A few weeks ago, you guys won your Alabama triple. Is that like being down there for a few days?
Oh, it was great. It was just like almost being back in college again, going on the road and traveling to a different place and playing other teams from different places. But it was a great experience for our kids to have that traveling experience and to go down there and play other teams that we don't play every single year. And the quality of competition was good. And again, I think it's a learning experience for us.
The offense the last few games has really started, I think, really turning around. You guys had a 15-run onslaught yesterday. These last few games have been able to get some runs. It's a good trend if it can continue.
Absolutely. It starts with the Mendiola brothers at the top of the order. Joe Mendiola is hot as a firecracker right now, and he gets us going every single game. And then you've got other guys like DePasquale and Guthrie. And our bottom guys are starting to come around, hitting the ball hard, grinding out at bats, getting on base. I think Jalen Jones got on base 3 times yesterday from the 9-hole. And when you do that, you give yourself a really, really good chance of winning games.
You guys have Alton tomorrow. You guys just played him, obviously. What do you know about him from that game, and what would you like to maybe see more of that you guys can pull out another win against him?
Well, I just think stay the same stuff that's been working.
Yeah.
We don't need to change anything. We just do what we do. We throw strikes and we grind out at bats and hit the ball hard if they make a mistake. And if we do that, we're going to come out on top more often than not.
What do you think is one strength of the baseball team right now that you guys are doing really well? One weakness you'd like to improve on for the next few games?
Well, strength, always our pitching, right? Our base running is really coming along as well, and that comes with just experience during the spring because you come off of a winter where you're not playing outside, and so it takes a while to get used to running the bases again, but that's been a strength. That's something we're constantly improving on. And obviously our hitting, our hitting's been good lately, but the moment you think that you've got things figured out, you can go into a slump, and so you're always trying to improve on that.
Well, Coach Brackman, appreciate you taking time to join me.
All right, thank you very much.
Good luck tomorrow. Good luck in the rest of the season.